There are just 32 days left until Election Day, and President Trump's schedule has been jam-packed with campaign events. A positive COVID diagnosis brings all that to a screeching halt. Now the White House has a lot of contact tracing to do. Anieli Ruiz explains.
The White House has become the focus for the most closely watched contact tracing. This after White House aide Hope Hicks, President Donald Trump, and the First Lady all tested positive for COVID-19. Take a look. You can see President Donald Trump had an active travel schedule this week, holding events Monday through Thursday across the country. And here's a list of people the president came in contact with. It'll be up to the contact tracers to reach them. They'll ask them to quarantine to prevent the spread of the disease, and they'll find out who they've been in contact with to let those people know they should get tested.
The disease detectives, if you will, to then put a narrative together, a story of that individual, and based on that, try to figure out then who they need to contact so they can really now interrupt transmission.
Here in Harris County, we currently have 262 contact tracers. The problem they encounter at times, people don't always remember who they were around or may not have their contact information. In the meantime, all eyes will be on the White House to see how big the infection cluster is. Anieli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
All right, so what happens going forward? The vice presidential debate between Mike Pence and Kamala Harris will go on as scheduled next Wednesday. That debate will take place at the University of Utah. Follow all the latest developments on KHOU.com and our mobile app. You can read up on what Governor Abbott and other state leaders have to say about the president's diagnosis. Plus, there is a reaction pouring in from around the world and former Vice President Joe Biden's statement to the Trump family.